Welcome to the tutorial on organizational behavior. Today the chapter is personality and values. What is personality? Personality indicates the individual characteristics. As per the psychologist, the personality indicates the growth and development of a person's whole psychological system. Personality indicates the sum total of ways in which an individual reacts and interacts with others. The measurable traits a person exhibits. That means the personality indicates the measurable traits a person exhibits, and it indicates the amount of reactions and interactions with others. In organizational behavior, we need to study personality because personality impacts on job performance. We can attempt to measure the personality through a variety of methods. We can see self-reporting surveys and observer rating surveys. However, we need to measure personality because it is very helpful in hiring decision. That means measuring personality could be very helpful in recruiting or selection of the prospective employees. And the most common method is self-reporting survey for measuring the personality. And we can also apply the observer rating surveys for measuring the personality, because the observer rating survey provide an independent assessment of personality, often better predictors. That means observer rating survey is a better predictors for measuring the personality of employees. In a self-reporting survey, the individual answers the questions that determine the type of personality they have. On the other hand, the observer rating survey provides a independent assessment of personality of the prospective employees. How can we determine personality? In this issue, there is a debate, because some people think that we can determine the personality based on genetics, and some people think that we can determine the personality based on environment. However, the heredity approach refers to factors determined at conception, such as physical stature, facial attractiveness, gender, temperament, muscle composition and reflexes, energy level, and biorhythms. So these are the factors by which we can determine the personality, and these factors are combinedly known as heredity. Heredity indicates the genetic heritage that is passed down by our biological parents. That means the heredity could be a way to understand the personality of the employees. And the factors under heredity are physical stature, facial attractiveness, gender, temperament, muscle composition and reflexes, energy level, and biorhythms. The heredity approach argues that genes are the source of personality, and this approach is reaffirmed by a research that have a study on twins. The study shows that the twins were raised apart but still had a similar personalities. That indicates that genes or genetic heritage from the parents are the main factors to identify the personality. But personality changes over long time periods. What is personality traits? Personality traits indicates the enduring characteristics that describe an individual's behavior. If we see a trait consistently surface in different situations, this trait is important in describing the individual. That means the more consistent the characteristics, the more frequent it occurs in diverse situations, the more important the trait. We can understand the personality traits from the frequent and consistent characteristics. And we can identify the personality traits by applying two methods. We can see the first method is Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. Shortly it is known as MBTI method, and the other method is Big 5 model. So through these two methods we can understand the personality traits of the individuals. To understand the personality, we can apply the MBTI method, Myers-Briggs Type Indicator method. It is widely used method in the world. In this method, the participants are classified on 4 axes to determine 16 types of personality, such as ENTJ or others. We can see the 4 axes are extrovert and introvert. This is the first dichotomy under the 4 axes. The extrovert people tend to be sociable and assertive. On the other hand, the introvert people tend to be quiet and shy. And the second dichotomy of personality shows the sensing and intuitive. The sensors are practical and orderly. On the other hand, the intuits try to utilize the unconscious process. And the third dichotomy of personality indicates the thinking and feeling. The people who are thinker focuses on using reason and logic. On the other hand, the feeling utilizes the values and emotions. And the third dichotomy of personality shows the judging and perceiving. Judgers want order and structure. On the other hand, the perceivers try to be more flexible and spontaneous. So these are the 4 dichotomy of personality, and that is found by the MBTI method. From the MBTI method, we can combine 16 types of possible combination of personality. We can see these are the 16 types of personality that can be derived from MBTI method. As for example, INTJ indicates the visionaries. Here I indicates the introverts, N indicates the intuitive, T indicates the thinking, and J indicates the judging. However, we can get 16 types of personality by combination. We can see these are the combination, and if we consider the INTJ, it indicates the visionaries. The visionaries people are original, stubborn, and driven. If we consider the ESTJ, it indicates the organizers who are realistic, logical, analytical, and business-like. If you consider the ENTP, they are the conceptualizer who are entrepreneurial, innovative, individualistic, and resourceful. In the same way, we can know the each type of individual characteristics from the 16 combination of personality traits. Based on the research, it is found that MBTI is a good tool for self-awareness and counseling, but this MBTI method should not be used at the time of recruiting, but after recruiting you can apply this MBTI method to understand the individual characteristics or personality of the employees. Then you can apply your counseling to utilize the positive personality of the employees. Here is a picture that is depicting the 16 possible personality types. We can see these are the 16 types of personalities. If the people have that type of personalities, they can be analyst. If this type of personalities are existent in a people, they can be diplomat, and some people can be sentinels, and some people can be explorers. That depends on the personality traits of the individual. Here is another method, Big 5 model. This method can also be applied to understand the personality of the employees. We can see there are 5 basic dimensions that underlie all others and encompasses most of the significant variations in human personalities. The big 5 factors are extroversion, agreeableness, conscientiousness, emotional stability, openness to experience. Extroversion traits are sociable, gregarious, and assertive. Gregarious are those people who likes to have company. The agreeableness indicates the good-natured, cooperative, and trusting. The conscientiousness indicates the reasonable, dependable, persistent, and organized individual. Emotional stability indicates 2 types of traits. If the individual is calm, self-confident, and secure under stress, that is indicating the positive stability. On the other hand, if the individual is nervous, depressed, and insecure under stress, that indicates the negative stability of the individual. The openness to experience indicates the curious, imaginative, artistic, and sensitive traits of the individual. There is a lot of research that supports the Big 5 model, and it has been shown to predict the behavior at work. How do the Big 5 traits predict behavior? According to research, it is found that it is the better framework to understand the personality of the individual. There are certain traits that have been shown by extensive research to be strongly related to higher job performance. That means some traits indicates higher job performance and some traits of the employees indicates lower job performance. The conscientious has been shown as an effective predictor of better performance based on more extensive job knowledge and the willingness to exert greater effort. And the other traits under the Big 5 model are emotional stability, extroversion, openness to experience, and agreeableness. The emotional stability is related to job satisfaction, and the extroverts people tend to be happier in their jobs and have good social skills. The people who are open are more creative and can be good leaders. And the agreeable people are good in social settings. So these are the traits of personality based on the Big 5 model. There are additional personality traits relevant to the organizational behavior. Core self-evaluation is the degree to which people like or dislike themselves. Positive self-evaluation leads to higher job performance. On the other hand, Machiavellianism describes a person who tends to be emotionally distant and believes that ends justifies the means. The people with Machiavellianism traits have a tendency for competitive drive and they always try to win. They are very persuasive in situations where there is a direct interaction with minimal rules, and sometimes people are distracted by emotions. That means the people with Machiavellianism has emotionally distant power who believes that ends justifies the means, and they are too much persuasive for manipulating others, and they are always focused on winning, and due to persuasive nature they try to distract the emotions of other people. We can see another personality traits, narcissism. Narcissism is a trait that often hinders job effectiveness. It describes a person who requires excessive admiration and has a strong sense of entitlement. The people who have narcissism traits, they are arrogant, they are entitled, self-important person who needs excessive admiration, and that is why they are not effective in job performance. We can see the relevant personality traits that are required for job performance. We can see self-monitoring is the personality trait that is linked to job performance. It is the ability to adjust behavior to meet external and situational factors. High monitors are more likely to become leaders in the workplace. That means if you are a good self-monitoring person, you can be the leader of the organization because you can adjust the behavior considering the external and situational factors. On the other hand, the risk-taking people try to assess the risk and they are willing to take the risk. That means the risk-taking traits indicates the willingness to take the chances. The risk-taker make faster decisions with less information. That is why that type of risk-taking personality traits can be the best to align propensities with the job requirements. We can see some other relevant personality traits that are connected to job performance. The type A personality indicates the people who want to achieve more and more. They are always moving, they are always striving to multitask, and they don't do well with leisure time. The type A personality may not be always good because type A personality try to aggressively achieve more things in less time. On the other hand, the type B people are completely opposite to the type A people. That means type B people are slower, they find time for leisure, and they are opposite of all type of A characteristics. Another personality is proactive personality. Proactive personalities are those that identify opportunities, take initiative, persevere to completion in all they do. This is a positive personality in work environments. That means proactive personality is a positive personality that increases the job performance in the organization. There is a strong relationships with personality and job performance. If the personality is matched with the occupation, then there will be a positive job performance. On the other hand, if there is a no matching with the personality and occupation, there will be a lower performance. That is why to get a good job performance, there should be a matching with the personality and occupation. If the personality is linked or matched with the occupation, there will be a higher performance. That is why as a manager, you should be concerned about the person organization fit. The employee's personality needs to fit with the organizational culture. When the employees find organizations that match their values, they are more likely to be selected and correspondingly be more satisfied with their work. Otherwise, there will be a higher turnover if there is a mismatch between the personality and occupation. If there is a good matching with the personality and occupation, the manager should select the employees that will increase the performance of the employees, and otherwise, if there is a mismatch between the personality and occupation organization, there will be a higher turnover. In this case, the Big 5 personality method can be applied to understand the personality of the employees, because this Big 5 personality types method is a widely used method to understand the personality traits of the employees. Considering the global implications, do you think the Big 5 method is applicable to all cultures? The answer is yes, but the frequency of type in the culture may vary. This method is better in individualistic than collectivist culture. Now I would like to summarize the chapter. In this chapter, we have learned about the personality traits, because personality impacts on the job performance. And to understand the personality of the employees, you can apply Big 5 trait method. As a manager, you have to screen the Big 5 trait of conscientiousness as well as the other trait. Besides, you have to consider the situational factors that change the personality of the employees. You can also apply the MBTI method for training and development of your employees, because from the MBTI method we can identify 16 types of personality, and from the Big 5 method we can identify 5 types of personality. However, as a manager, you have to understand or identify the personality, and based on the personality you can select the employees, as well as you can train them and you can develop them for getting better job performance from the employees. Thank you.